Hi, welcome back to Cbse Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain here. Today, we discuss the formula for income method, which is very important from your board's point of view. They'll ask you to find out national income or domestic income or national product or domestic product, GNP, NNP, NDP, any of the national income aggregates through income method. You remember the steps we have done, the same steps we'll be putting in a formula. That's it. How do you estimate national income by income method? Let's recall the steps you have taken. The first step was classification of industries. As primary sector, secondary and tertiary sector, which employ the four factors of production. The second step, you remember, was classification of factor payments or factor incomes. All the factor payments or factor incomes, you remember we classify them as COE, compensation of employees, plus rent, plus royalty, plus interest, plus profits, plus mixed income of the self-employed, which we discussed in detail. Please see the earlier episode. When you add up all these things, we discussed it, you get NDP at factor cost domestic income, which we generated within the domestic territory of the country. To this, if you add NFIA, net factor income from abroad, that's factor income received from abroad and factor income paid to abroad. That's the difference is NFIA, you get national income. That's all we discussed it last time. Now, the same thing, we put it in a formula here to estimate national income. So this is, you can see income method formula, pretty simple. This is exclusively for numericals. If they given you the values, you just have to apply to get the answer. The first one, if they given you compensation of employees, please take it as it is. In case they give you values separately, compensation of employees, you remember, has three components. One is wages in kind. Wages in kind, this can be free housing, free vehicle they provide you, the firms, the free food, free clothing, free shelter, a lot of other facilities they provide you, wages in kind. Plus wages in cash. This cash can be in terms of commissions, this can be in terms of salaries, can be bonus, anything in cash. Wages in cash plus wages in kind plus employers' contribution to social security schemes. What is employees' contribution to social security schemes? This includes gratuity, this includes pensions, this includes casualty insurance premiums the company is paying or the life insurance premiums. So generally they give you compensation of employees. In case they don't give you, take them separately, wages in cash plus wages in kind plus employers' contribution to social security schemes. Please don't take in case they are given you employees. Whatever the employers give you, that should be taken as your COE, compensation of employees. To this you add, this is purely formula is for numerical, to this you add rent. To this you add royalty, of course, they must have given you these values. To this you add interest, to this you add profits. Rent plus royalty plus interest plus profits. Again, remember, profits has three components, corporation tax plus undistributed profits. Undistributed profits also called as retained earnings, as savings of private enterprises, and then dividends. In case they given you profits, any of these values are given, just ignore them. Profits are not given, please take these values that comes out to the profit. Sometimes what do they do? Instead of giving you rent, royalty, interest and profits, we sum them together, we call it as operating surplus. Operating surplus is equal to rent plus royalty plus interest plus profit. So all these sums it up. So then straightway you take COE plus operating surplus plus mixed income of the self-employed. Mixed income, we already discussed, it's the income of the self-employed people like small shopkeepers, barbers, doctors and all. When you add up all these things, you get NDP at FC, which is nothing but domestic income within the domestic territory of a country. To this you add NFIA, net factor income from abroad, you get NNP at FC or national income. Don't take any other values to confuse you. They may give you any other values from the product method or expenditure method. You are not supposed to take them. Otherwise, your answer will be wrong. I repeat once again. So just simple formula: COE plus rent plus royalty plus interest plus profits, or COE plus operating surplus plus mixed income will give you NDPTFC, or domestic income. To this add NFIA, net factor income from abroad, you get NNPTFC or national income. That's it, you have. Repeat: COE plus rent plus royalty plus interest plus profits, or we call them together as operating surplus. COE plus operating surplus plus mixed income of self-employed. When you add up all these things, you get domestic income or domestic factor income. To this you add NFIA, you get national income. That's all we have time for today. Till we meet next time, it's goodbye from Saddam Hussein. Best of luck for exams. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like. Goodbye.